Rich in history, legacy, and intrigue, the Ricoh Woodbine Mile is one of the world's top turf challenges. The competitors from home and abroad vying for the lion's share of an $800,000 purse and an equally lucrative berth into the World Championship Breeders' Cup Mile. Arad returns to the EP Taylor turf for his second attempt at Ricoh Woodbine Mile glory after last year's 5th place finish. The Irish-bred enters the 2017 edition coming off a challenging Australian tour and a 5-month layoff. Back in February, he finished second at the Grade 3 Liverpool City Cup at Royal Randwick.
And I think Arad nailed Testa Shadow for second at the end.
The sneaky late entrant and newly claimed best bar draws in for this Saturday's action on the heels of a nice driving victory here on the local pitch.
Best Bard is the best. Best Bard goes on to win by a length and a half.
Conquest Panthera, one of 2 formidable Mark Casse entrants, has finished in the money in 5 of 6 starts this year. His latest, a well-placed 3-wide sweep into the turn, led to a determined takeover for the win in the Play the King Stakes.
And they will go to the wire with Conquest Panthera, Dowsers Beach. Conquest Panthera, a neck.
Deauville, Irish-bred, primarily UK raced, 6 straight in-the-money finishes against top competition in the world, his first time on Canadian soil. Recently second in the Meld Stakes at Leopardstown and first in the SportingBet.com Huxley Stakes back in May at Chester.
Edging closer, more driving away on Deauville. Poet's Word with a thrust, not quite enough. Deauville lands the Huxley Stakes.
Dragon Bay draws in, a competitor in 4 straight Grade 2 stakes races here at Woodbine, 2 of them big wins. The Eclipse Stakes on synthetic and the Nijinsky Stakes on the turf on the last weekend in July.
But Dragon Bay marching away. Can't help believing to second, and Dragon Bay wins the Nijinsky. Gate to wire.
Dutch Connection leaves the confines of the UK and France to make his first trip over the EP Taylor turf course. After a pair of 6th place finishes versus Group 1 and Group 2 competition, he drew away from his foes last time out in the Group 3 Weatherby's Racing Bank Supreme Stakes at Goodwood.
And now racing up to the line, Dutch Connection gets on top and he'll go on to take the Supreme Stakes. Dutch Connection the winner.
Glanville Garden seeks that elusive win and you're in golden ticket entry to the Breeders' Cup. He was 7th in last year's Ricoh Woodbine Mile. His last 2 wins are at the distance, the highlight being an absolute romp to secure his title as Labib Stakes champion.
Glanville Gardens is going to record one of the easiest wins of his illustrious career. Glanville Gardens.
Lancaster Bomber, incredibly bred, the youngest combatant lining up this Sunday, 2nd place in last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, and 2nd place in this year's St. James Palace on the first day of the distinguished Royal Meet at Ascot.
With Lancaster Bomber in second on Thunderstone.
Long on value, the East Coast veteran makes a trip to Toronto after finishing 3rd in the Troy Handicap at Saratoga and to transatlantic sojourn for none other than the Royal Ascot and made Den's Dubai Carnival of Racing 2nd by a nose in the Grade 1 Alquoz Sprint.
Long on value is sweeping down the outside. The right man in front, long on value, lunged photo.
Mondialiste, translation, Globalist. The aptly named Irish bred has raced in 6 countries on 3 continents with lifetime earnings of nearly $2 million. The recent 2nd place finisher of the Sky Bet York Stakes returns to Canada in an attempt to regain his title as Ricoh Woodbine Mile champion.
Mondialiste coming. Mondialiste has gone up to win the Woodbine Mile.
Tower of Texas, 3rd time's a charm for this pillar of the EP Taylor turf. His last shot at the Ricoh Woodbine Mile was a valiant effort, surging in the final 16th to finish a strong 2nd. This year, he got up for the Connaught Cup win back on June 3rd.
And they come down to the wire. 3 of them go to the line. Tower of Texas in the center and a photo with Commute.
And don't count out the beautiful Grey Roan World Approval, a beacon in more ways than appearance of late. He's 3 for 4 in 2017, posting 3 straight 100-plus Beyer speed figures, proving he can perform on the yielding turf. Last time out in the Grade 1 4-star Dave from Saratoga.
World Approval's got it. World Approval in the 4-star Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, your field for the 21st edition of the Breeders' Cup Challenge Series Turf Classic, Ricoh Woodbine Mile.